Because every athlete deserves to be treated like a pro. Henry Ford Sports Medicine.
At Michigan First Mortgage, we believe a home is more than just four walls. It's endless possibilities, where relationships are strengthened and next steps are taken. It's a place to call your very own, where you can create new traditions and welcome family with open arms. And at Michigan First, it's at the heart of everything we do. Let us help you discover the possibilities of home.
From our very first breath, curiosity is why we question everything through barrages of whys and how comes. It now needs the tools to will its vision into existence. Tools that will forever allow curiosity to obscure the line between technology and magic. Be curious. Make magic. Lawrence Technological University.
Chevy Silverado has what it takes to do it all. With a TurboMax engine and a 13.4-inch diagonal touchscreen. Any truck can help you make a living. This one helps you build a life. Chevy Silverado.
Or GM employees with a current eligible lease can get this Silverado for $299 a month. Chevy drives the Motor City. Visit ChevyDetroit.com.
Good evening and welcome to tonight's men's hockey doubleheader. Game 1 is against the Cougars of Cleary and your Lawrence Tech Ludos. The WAC alongside Lawrence Tech takes great pride in the conduct of its student athletes, coaches, officials, spectators, and member institutions. We encourage the cheering of your team with the spirit of good sportsmanship kept in mind. Here are the starters for Cleary. Starting at defense, number 2, Zach Weiner. Also at defense, number 4, Billy Sims. Starting forward, number 14, Dennis Shepard. At forward, number 24, Levi Horlock. At forward, number 89, Zach Weeks. And in goal, number 31, Tyler Kozowski. The Cougars are coached by Scott Gardner, and his assistants are Randy Montrose, Colin Lanway, and Blake Anderson. Here are the starters for your Lawrence Tech Ludos. At center, number 9, Timo A. At right wing, number 20, Justin Hubenschmidt. At left wing, number 22, David
Welcome, everyone, to Farmington Hills Ice Arena. Just about underway here in this matchup today. And the D1 side, it's Lawrence Tech and the Cleary Cougars here today. Jeremy out alongside John Snow to bring you the call today. There's a couple factors at hand here today. I guess the number one thing to look at is the fact that Cleary defeated Lawrence Tech in this building after Lawrence Tech defeated them on the road the previous day. So there's a little bit of shine there. There's also the second factor of these teams taking kind of the holiday break as well. So how rusty and or not rusty will each team be today? Two interesting things, right?
Definitely. Both these teams have not played since November the 18th, so it's definitely been well over 2 weeks worth. So we'll see how rusty they are. But Lawrence said they got a lot of fire coming in after their previous 2-game set.
Brett Tomei starts in goal here for LTU. He's been the mainstay. On the other side, though, it's Tyler Krasovsky. He's only played 2 games for this Cleary team, so I'm not sure what shakes up in terms of that, but they're going with another hand, at least for today's game. A quick penalty will come here for interference.
Yeah, definitely try to cut in front and put both hands up and give a big shove across the board. So this could be an early penalty, not even 15 seconds in. So Lawrence Tech will have an early power play.
We had quite a few penalties the first time these two teams matched up as well. I'm sure Lawrence Tech kicking themselves a little bit that they weren't able to capitalize a bit more, but have an early chance here. Sean Pillay will take the draw for Lawrence Tech. Tries to pump it back to the blue line. Cleary, active hands, able to clear it back down. So good start for them on the penalty kill here.
Yeah, Cleary's penalty kill is only at 42%. That's one of the lowest in the entire conference, but their power play percentage overall is at one of the top in the conference, so it's definitely been up and down year, and they haven't had so many power play opportunities on their side. Meanwhile, for Lawrence Tech, they're at only a 24 percentile power play percentile. That's one of the lower ends. They've only scored 10 power play goals in 42 chances now.
Been kind of an up and down year. They are streaking, though, are these Blue Devils. 4 wins in a row, 2 quality wins against a ranked team in U of M Dearborn as well.
No, yeah, that was definitely the shocker of the year so far. Undefeated, that team was before going on the road, taking one on the road, then a shutout here at the arena.
Kuntz able to scatter his way into the corner here, looking to set up really for the first time. Have not been able to get rolling on these passes. Kuntz back to the far boards, looks for a clapper at the line there. It'll skitter wide. Hubenschmidt with a big rip that time, and Cleary will again intercept and dump it down with just 49 seconds left in this 5-on-4.
Cleary has allowed 26 power play goals this year, and therefore goes back to that penalty kill at 42%, one of the lowest in the conference.
Picked up at the line again, flipped sideways, 32 seconds left in the power play. Kind of a frustrating start to it. A lot of Cleary clears thus far. That'll count as one, I guess, as it reaches neutral ice. Kuntz backs up. Still 20 seconds to go. A little bit of time to muster something here.
They have a half line change for Lawrence Tech on this time around with time winding down the power play.
Hoff teaser into the corner. Slides it to the opposite end. Just 4 seconds left now. And Cleary's going to kill this thing off. Little roller out back to the left point. Looking to pop it back in on goal. A curling shot will go wide and make its way all the way back down. This is a LTU team that has faced some injuries as they put it on the far face-off circle there. Pillay flips a shot on, and really the first opportunity for Tyler Krasovsky to make a stop here tonight.
Yeah, like you mentioned, this team is tough and resilient, but as you mentioned, one injury in particular was one of their second-ranked goaltender, Noah Brando, out for the year. Has only played 2 games. Has been really most efficient to start, but out for the year, and so Tomei's really done the forefront. This is his 15th game coming in tonight.
Patrick Loeffler, the other option. He's just a young freshman and hasn't really played at all this year. So I'm assuming that Tomei will get the load as long as he can. Good goalie situation on the D3 side so far for LTU.
Yeah, they got a duo right there on that D3 team. They'll be in action later tonight against a top-ranked Oakland team. It'll be a battle within the top spots of that conference.
Yeah, they're pretty much just flip-flopping games in terms of the workload at the goalie spot in D3. Rolling around for Prees as he looks to capture that one into the corner, but Cleary comes up with it. LTU intercepts behind their own attacking goal here, not able to flip it out in front. Although there haven't been many shots, still lurking here are the Blue Devils. Cougars playing with fire here early on. LTU trying to catch them on a change here. Kuntz across center ice. Dishes to his right. Little sliding chance up on the goal as Condos gets the rebound. Condos patrols that far corner. Shot was blocked by Kuntz. Cleary desperate just to get something going the other way.
Lawrence Tech has held their own for most of it, but it's just all this passing, like you mentioned, it has been so crisp and clean to get a good shot off.
Paddle that one out was Krasovsky. Did get a piece of the puck there. Rattles to the corner once again. LTU wants a defensive, fresh body out there. Get another change on as that puck digs in the corner.
Very tough to put off a half line change when you got the puck deep within your offensive zone.
Cleary on the other side reeling though. These guys have been out there for a moment. Slap shot by Palmquist. Rims all the way back to the near boards, and Cleary finally able to relieve some of that pressure. That's going to go for an ice though.
And that's not what Cleary wanted, try to dump it in, but nobody home to take it across the blue line. So bit of a waste of a possession right there for the Cougars, and back to the other way Lawrence Tech goes. And for Lawrence Tech, we talked about the layoff and everything, but the fact that they swept the ranked Dearborn team, a team in which they've had a lot of chances to win games, as shots have only gone 3-0 in favor of Lawrence Tech so far. So for Lawrence Tech, they need to get on a hot streak as we start the second half of conference play.
Dangerous out in front there, cleared out by Krasovsky. Cleary wants a wholesale change there. Finally get the opportunity to do so. Long stretch pass down ice, looking for Hubenschmidt. Hubenschmidt hopping on that again, loose down the slot. And taken free here by Cleary. Right on the dot, Magdich able to defend the play that time. Hardy boards here at Farmington Hills as that claps off a couple times. Cleary looking to control the puck though. Bennett Shepard. It's taking a big hack on, and it'll go for an ice on LTU's side now. So Cleary with their first offensive zone face-off coming up.
Yeah, you saw that swat right there by Tomei. As a goaltender, you always got to expect the puck to come hard off those back boards. So you always got to have a head on a swivel, and the puck was bouncing back because sometimes they'll shoot it past off the boards on purpose for a rebound shot.
Bennett Shepard took that face-off for Cleary, couldn't win it. Rolls through his 5-hole that time as Hubenschmidt catches up. Back to the right wing, and that'll be kicked aside by Krasovsky. Onto the stick of Magdich now. He's doubled right at the red line that time. Cleary going to punch it in. The leadoff sides as 14 got back. That's Bennett Shepard. Rolling the other direction off the stick of Lawrence Tech that time. Here's Magdich. Hickson was in the area for the Blue Devils, but Cleary able to control. Wes Smith involved in a physical play there at center ice. Cleary backhanding it in. You definitely see maybe a little bit more sense of urgency by LTU in this game compared to the last matchup between these two teams. Well, sidewinding flip on the nets. Johnny Gardner Jr. He was a key part of that game versus LTU the last time. 2 goals versus the Blue Devils here. Gets his first shot tonight.
And that was Cleary's first shot on goal attempt, and just first shot in general. And it come when Tomei was trying to clear it along the boards, but it got past one of their Blue Devils players, and therefore Cleary tried to take advantage of it, and they did so on a loose puck, and it was a backhanded shot.
Charlie Ward punches one off the far boards here. Circling free for Kuntz. Slots it for Prees now. Or for Hickson, I beg your pardon. Hickson looking to punch it out in front there. Cleary able to block it away. Cougars have seen a lot of action in their defensive zone. Looking for a stretch pass intercepted by Charlie Ward. Right place, right time. Hickson chasing. Looking to sidestep a defender there, and Cleary has it with some free space. Here's Gardner Jr. again, ripping one. Ends up in the netting, though. I like number 19 for Cleary. He's a speedy, kind of pesky guy that plays a nice role. It's a Cougar squad that struggled, though, this year. 6-12, 4-8 in conference play, just 3 wins on the road. But, hey, I mean, you beat this team. You got a whale of a confidence, regardless of how your season's going.
You beat any team and able to split your series no matter what the rankings are. It gives you more confidence going into the rest of the year because this is the second half where everybody faces everybody again.
Loose out in front. That one waffled away off the block. The boot of Sachetto got in the way that time. Blue Devils with open space, a gaping open net right now as Krasovsky was tripped down. I think we've got a penalty call as there's a stick loose in the crease. 12:32 left to play in a scoreless game.
Actually, the net came off the bearings.
Okay.
So therefore, it's a pause and play as per rule and by courtesy. Can't play with a loose net. And
he must have tripped on the net then, potentially.
Because Cesarini was open down low because that was the setup shot, and therefore it dragged Lekrovsky all the way over him. Then he slipped on his balance, and therefore he knocked up one of the posts, therefore coming it off the bearing.
Billy Sims left that one in the corner here. Orange Tech spacing quite isn't there. That's an offside or hand pass. Hand pass there against Cleary, it looks like, so this one will stay in the attacking zone for LTU.
Yeah, a full line change for Lawrence Tech, but definitely that was a clear as day hand advancement. You can only able to stop it and let it sit down. You can't move it backwards or forwards. You're only able to stop it where you're at and let it go straight down.
You've already seen one power play in this one. Lawrence Tech has got much more offensive pressure thus far on Krasovsky.
Only 6 shots total thus far. And 2 on the side of the Cougars.
Here comes Cleary going the other way. LTU has that covered quite well. Coming up on his bottom there was Galoner. Shifted back by Cam Thomas, and LTU will control. About a half of a period left to play here in the first on this fine Friday for 2 hockey games. Over the left wing, Pittman lost his edge as Cleary lays on a big hit. Taroff pushing him into his own bench that time. Chopped down by Pittman. LTU wants a break here. Hubenschmidt chases it, trying to probe the pressure. Cleary's had a hard time advancing it on their own defensive zone so far today. Eakes and company do that though. Ooh, trying to charge the net as Eakes cut off by Palmquist for LTU. And here come the Blue Devils looking to push it.
Yeah, Palmquist, he's one of the best additions that they have this year. Big body, at high 6-foot plus frame, and you can definitely slap it with the best of them from way on range.
Stretching out his stick is Palmquist to reel that one back in. Wafer chasing him into the corner. 2-on-2 scrum there. LTU able to dig it out in good measure as Cleary pushes them off the play here. Back to the point. It'll squirrel back into the netting and out of play with 10:28 left to go here in the first. The only power play opportunity going to LTU. They're 0 for 1.
Yeah, both these teams, they're not getting as many shots off as they want. And like you said, LTU is pressuring early on. When they go on the defensive side, they pressure early on, still within their offensive zone. But still it makes it difficult for the Cougars and to get out. And when they do, it leaves them with a possible one-on-one opportunity, 2-on-1. It just leaves you with single-digit matchups in which Cleary has had once or twice and not been able to capitalize.
And look, this goes both ways. I mean, LTU is not wanting to drop another game to Cleary, especially here at home, and especially after they're on a nice little 4-game roll themselves. So they've got a little bit to prove in terms of getting off to a hot start here tonight.
Definitely a good hot start at the start of the second half of this conference season.
That one whipped at by Tomei, maybe on purpose as he left it off for Hemi. Dug out by Cleary. Back to the red line for them. Wes Smith has trouble with the puck that time. Played free for Magditch. Circled off for Timon now. Ooh, hit hard after he attempted that shot and a little extra shove. I don't think we're going to get anything, though, in terms of a penalty. That was Drake Barnish who made him pay. Another extra, hey, I'm here as well at the end.
Yeah, Barnish is one of their go-to guys. He's got 11 goals on the year that leads. Lawrence Tech is the only guy on that Tech team with double-digit goals all year and 5 assists, giving him a point total of 16, so he's a go-to.
Cam Thomas saw that puck dribble into the corner. Ian Kuntz farms it out here for LTU. Right down the middle for Condos, taken away, delayed penalty upcoming. Stick is jarred loose. And this is going to be a high stick.
Yeah, they're going to get Avery Pittman for the high stick. And so this will be the Cougars' first penalty of the night. And as we mentioned, their penalty kill is at the low end of the conference, but their penalty percentage overall, so they make the best of all their penalty chances this year, in which it has not been all that much. And actually, it's still at the high end. This will be their 44th power play opportunity, and they scored 16 goals.
Cleary just able to keep it in there. Billy Sims gains it right back. And again, potentially. Lawrence Tech blowing a tire there. Kuntz fell on the puck, and, well, that was enough to kill some time and get the clear plus that.
Yeah, Kuntz just laying out his body right there. Was able to block a pass, trying to keep it in front, and then actually lost the tire on the skate. And we see they're going to have a lot of pressure as we're going to have a face-off within the offensive zone. So, and give Lawrence Tech credit. They do have four shorthanded goals on the year. So this is good pressure, but sometimes pressure can equally backfire because Lawrence Tech has only given up 7 power play goals. They have one of the best penalty kills within the top 5 at 90%.
Not bad. Already killed 32 plus seconds of this. Cleary able to win the face-off, though, desperately needing a surge offensively, kind of looking like this LTU power play did earlier. A little bit lackadaisical. Back to Weiner here on the left wing. Gardner back to Weiner, rips one, it'll go wide.
That was blocked up in front and took a redirection.
Gledhow also out there, regains the puck. Odd angle for him, and a little bit of a scoop and a keep there by Tomei, just to be sure. He's played in now 15 games for this Lawrence Tech squad. 250 goals against and a 91% save percentage.
Yeah, he's been basically their wall. He's been playing in all the games this year and only allowing 32 goals. And now that's Cleary's only 4th shots that they've taken compared to the Lawrence Tech 7. So Cleary's gaining up on him, even though these are low amount of shots taken early on.
Here come the Cougars racing their way in, putting on the brakes. Hurrah. Stepping out in front, Condols able to trickle one down. Just 29 seconds left on the first Cleary 5-on-4 this matchup tonight. 7:38 on the game clock. Pounded into the corner. It was McKeith who rocked him. Hurrah sees that roll past his stick, and now a desperation rush for Bennett Shepard. He did keep it. Lawrence Tech gets some fresh bodies out there. Macbeth handles it. Pops into the zone. Hurrah looking to turn around. Has a man over on that far post. Just went wide for Bennett Shepard. Power play has expired. Shepard leveled over there by Matevi that time. Cleary will still control. Back to the point at 5. Little winding shot comes in as Hurrah chased the doorstep. He's been quite active lately. And kind of a frustrating power play there for Cleary. Not much going in terms of shots.
They about had 2 or 3 shots put on in that power play opportunity, but then you saw the pressure on the defensive side for Lawrence Tech. And one thing that this team does very hard, and which Ken Gaffney loves to preach upon, is hard hitting. This team knows how to lay on some checks along those boards.
Cleary puts on a check of their own. Weiner looking for that loose puck right in front of his own bench. LTU had for a hot second. Matevi spins one back for Hubenschmidt.
One interesting thing about that win for Cleary against Lawrence Tech, that was only their second win ever in program history against Lawrence Tech. Lawrence Tech has won 13 total matchups in basically the short amount of time these programs have faced off against each other in the WAC.
Well, the WAC can be whack. And it was in early October. It's been a while since these two teams matched up.
You take that time and you basically try to grow upon it. The more teams you face and the more competition you face, as long as just growth and development of your program.
5:55 left in the first. Here come the Cougars. 2-on-2, little nice action there. That flipped off the blocker of Tomei. Gledhow able to take the rip that time.
See, that's what Cleary wants to do. The fact that Lawrence Tech is forcing a wall at center ice, not having any of their defensemen back within their own defensive zone. They're pressuring forward, and therefore the Cougars are trying to outrun them into their offensive zone and try to put quick shots on, and therefore they did that time, and therefore Tomei had to make the save.
Kicked aside, LTU looking to get that loose puck. Magditch does the honors, twirling his way through. Back on the goal line there, kind of fluttered away. LTU will pick it back up at the red line here. Wave off the ice as LTU takes advantage with some fresh bodies out there.
Only did a bit of a half line change. They only brought out 2 fresh.
Racing their way in, clapped right back in his lap though. Tomei able to hold on. It was Wes Smith, or check that, Weiner, I believe, with the initial opportunity. And that went off one of the LTU bodies there out in front.
And now Cleary leads the shots total with 8-7. So but that was off of the LTU right there. They had two incoming skaters try to swat that puck away, and they might have accidentally hit it forward, and therefore Tomei still with alert eyes as he makes another stop off the faceoff.
Shepard against and I got just enough of that one in. Bennett Shepard, the young freshman forward at a Pinckney. 9 goals for them this year, nearly half of those on the power play. Eakes pops one over the top. 5 minutes left to go here in the first period. Kuntz. Far boards for Hubenschmidt now. Rolled across to the corner. Kuntz will flop one back to the Lawrence Tech bench over there. Cross ice feed looking for I. One move to get back past Bennett Shepard. Pumped into the corner. Neither team can really possess the puck right now.
I gotta say, Lawrence Tech was really struggling with their passing and also puck handling when trying to get out of their defensive zone.
Weiner gets a hold, loses it as he went against 2. Covers free. Off for Matevi, who pounds it back to center ice. Kondo slips and regains here. And that might be something. You might see a little bit shorter shifts here today as well because of that long layoff.
You might as well. We're bringing more extra guys off the bench because you haven't really seen Lawrence Tech use all of their bench throughout most of these games this year. They rely on a three different cycle series in which you bring out. But as you mentioned, they're only doing about half line changes at a time, only in pauses in play once they bring out a full.
Offsides whistled there, so pull it back to neutral territory with 3:28 to go here in this first period. Both teams have had a power play chance, both 0 for 1. Both look very similar in terms of not being able to get much going. Cleary finally found some offensive surge after it had ended with a few of their shots to usurp Lawrence Tech and the shot total so far tonight.
Yeah, they only lead that category by 1 thus far within the 8-7 range. But as we see both these teams play, their passing has not been the most efficient, and their puck handling with their sticks has not been the cleanest.
Pelé stapled in the corner there by Billy Sims. Popped back by Palmquist. Not much going on there as Sims will backhand. And Cleary clears the zone once again. We're doing a lot of that here today off this LTU pressure. Wild shot flipped on. That was Pelé with the pressure. Once again, it'll be frozen here by Krasovsky.
Yeah, once again, Cleary just trying to get out of their defensive zone, and they did so. They got past the blue line, but it was knocked back in by Matevi, and therefore Pelé took control of it and just tried to throw it at the net.
.237 separating us from the period break here. Lawrence Tech definitely has had the possession advantage, but play has leveled off just a little bit. Looking for an opportunity out in front here, and another delayed penalty upcoming for a hook.
And second time, it's going to be Cleary getting the power play. And if it's one thing that we've witnessed with these teams later on is that the late amount of penalties as a period is coming to an end. But this time for Lawrence Tech, the power play is going to end with about 20 seconds left to end this period, so it won't carry over into the next period. And they're going to get Caden Hemme into the box for the grab of the stick.
Hasn't had a lot of penalty minutes this year, just 10 until now. One of the veteran leaders of this team, young sophomore at Catholic Central.
There's one program that produces a lot of great hockey talent. That is Detroit Catholic Central.
Sure is. Looking to go through a crowd there. Haraff had a shot at it, but couldn't get a good opportunity in the end. Intercepted by Lawrence Tech. They've got some free ice and have the liberty of dancing their way back into the zone. Pelé into the corner. Met there by Bennett Shepard. He had a couple opportunities earlier. Minute 21 still left on the power play here, but again, looking like the first one as LTU has been able to tie that puck up.
Pelé is getting double teamed and still no penalty, as there was like 3 players on top preventing him from getting back up. The entire bench wanted a penalty that time.
Long shift there for Cleary. They're forced to just pump it in. Lawrence Tech will continue to kill the time off. Just 51 seconds left on the advantage now.
And this is Ken Gaffney's game plan. Just give as much pressure as we can and not let up. You see, they send one attacker up, then they leave everybody else at center ice in neutral territory to prevent them from crossing the blue line.
Smith spirals it cross ice here. Good little nifty pass forward, and Smith was barreling on the doorstep. Couldn't get a hack at it, though. Just keeping it into the line. 23 seconds left on the power play. Shot that went high. Good movement here. Kozer back to the face-off dot. Jamming one in and kept out once again by Tomei as he squeezes his body in. 10 seconds. That's it. Left on the 5-on-4. LTU hoping for at least a kill this power play, maybe a late goal here in the first period after it expires.
That was hands down the best offensive series that the Cougars have had thus far. And even though they have a man advantage, after all the time Lawrence Tech kept adding on the pressure, this is the most time that they spent on their offensive zone. Put off some great passes, had some great open looks, and they were able to put off a pretty good shot. Tomei's there to put it to rest.
Charlie Ward tangled there with Weiner, and we're going to get another penalty for interference. Wafer alongside Condols were also kind of tied up here on the near boards, but Ward going to be the guilty party there.
So 2 seconds left, and then they'll bring in Caden Hemme, and then basically this is going to be a carryover power play into the second period for Cleary. and they've been just awarded a gift, because it's always nice to start off the next period with a man advantage to try to get back an early lead. And for Cleary, they need this opportunity right now to grab that first lead.
Shepherd really needed a face-off win there, not able to get it. First penalty expires. Minute 53 left in the second one there. More physical play behind the net. Eakes loses the handle. LTU intercepts, and we've got another. That one out in front of the net. Is that an LTU again?
It is. They're going to get Ian Kuntz. He and Hurrah were going at each other along the boards, and they're going to get Kuntz with the cross check. And actually, they're going to award a penalty to both of them. And so this is going to be a 4-on-3 for the remaining seven seconds of this period. And this is going to be tight. It's good. In fact, they're going to keep it 5-on-4 and just award the penalties to both players. So there'll still be a power play and still be one left going into the second period for Cleary. So they're just sending both players to the penalty box just to serve their time, because they were definitely going at it, and there was a lot of high cross checks.
Well, you could see that coming. I mean, we've had some of those battles off the puck, especially so far here tonight, and that is going to take us to the period intermission. Still a minute 37 of carryover power play time, along with those other two who offsets here at the end of the first. A lot of penalties, some back and forth play, but overall Lawrence Tech kind of balancing the play more so than Cleary so far.
Yeah, but Cleary had all the fire at the end of it. They now lead the shots on goal category 10-7 after trailing for most of this first period, but now Cleary's going to have an open gift, because a minute and 37 into the next period, they're going to have a man advantage. So this game is scoreless because both teams, they've not been able to put off some great passes and get some great open looks. And so therefore, that's why the shots on goal are so low. And now that Cleary is within basically their third power play, and we're only for one period, they're going to try to take advantage of it within the next period around.
Well, stick around. Second period after this, and a scoreless affair here in the LTU Sports Network. Welcome back, everyone, to Farmington Hills Ice Arena. 0-0 our score. Still a $1.37 of carryover power play time here for Cleary. Really have not been able to do much on the power play. Neither of these two teams have thus far. They're 0 for 2, Lawrence Tech 0 for 1. Overall, it felt like Lawrence Tech kind of had a control on this game, but it hasn't been, that far dominant. Obviously, because of the score right now, we've not seen a goal.
No, not a lot of shots on goal either. A 10-7, Cleary leads that category, but Cleary definitely got the fire at the end of it because they got the power plays to finish off the last 3 minutes worth. And everybody still remains in the penalty boxes as normal, especially the last two that were issued penalties. So they'll go back to the bench once this penalty is over. But for Cleary, they definitely need to keep that offensive attack on these power plays.
Lawrence Tech with another clear. That's Krasovsky who handles it in between the pipes today, just his third starts in goal for Cleary this year.
Yeah, we talked about the fact that Liam Coker, their normal everyday starting goalie, is not in goal for this game. The fact that he's gotten all these starts, but he's almost averaging about 6 goals against because he's played all these games. He has a 6-8 record. He's given up almost 100 goals all year. Sometimes you do have to switch it up and give other guys some opportunities.
Wes Smith, beneficiary of that long pass. Ducks behind, still 56 seconds left on the power play. Whirled to the far boards here, Smith. Looking for the window, that stick snapped. Billy Sims with an unlucky play there as Prees rushes his way down and ends up in the netting though.
Yeah, that was unfortunate right there. One of the rarest things you'll see is a stick break on a slap shot, and let alone probably just a half slap shot with more of the wrist. But definitely, if you get more ice before you get pucked, that definitely goes against the bend of the stick, so therefore it causes a snap. But for Lawrence Tech, they take advantage, and again, we saw this pressure early on within all these other power plays, pressure into their offensive zone.
Able to punch that one into the corner. And that, along with how pesky they've been in terms of just holding on to the puck. We've seen them fall on it a few times and not get a whistle and work it effectively. And they've already worked the clock down to just 23 seconds left in the 5-on-4 here. So carry over offsetting penalties as well.
And there they do it again. This defense, this penalty kill, it's one of the best in the conference at 90%. So they know how to, they hit it hard against the boards. They know how to throw a check. And they may get a penalty called here and there, but they make it pay off within their penalty kill.
One whirled around as Palmquist put it in on goal. Palmquist trying to control that one. Chopped down by Macbeth. Pittman lays one down the line for Palmquist. Fender headed taken away by Bennett Shepard. Shepard shifts one back for Wafer. Bad bounce for him. Circles right in the slot. Nobody there for LTU. Whiffed at now on the other side by Galoner. Shepard sees it circle back. Back to 5-on-5 hockey here. 17:30 still left to play in this middle period. Looking for our first goal here tonight. First of 2 contests here on the LTU Sports Network as well. D3 team will take on Oakland. Game scheduled to face off at 8. That one pumped into the bench off the stick of Reno Parker as we'll drop it at the neutral territory here.
Well, yeah, we shouldn't be shocked really so much there, Jeremy, because these teams have had a lot of time off since their last game of action since November the 18th. So well even before the Thanksgiving break. And so this is their first games in that amount of time. We see why the passing has not been as clean and everything has gone wide. The puck handling has not been the cleanest because they have competition, because D3 and D1, they practice against each other all the time. But even in that amount of practice does not prepare you for actually in-conference competition.
Puck still loose here. Cleary will let it fly into the corner. Ready Backhanded off the board, trying to push one forward once again for Reno Parker. LTU able to intercept those. They send it off for I. Long shot in by Reddy. Tomei comfortable enough to continue play. Big hit on the near boards by Cleary. They put on their fair share of licks here tonight as well. Thomas, outstretched stick now for Reno Parker. Patrolled back in by Cleary. They want to change.
And they had to go back on sides as they had a few players offsides as well.
2-on-3 disadvantage. Man on the trailer catching up. Another big hit into the boards here. And they'll tango just a tad after the whistle. Wafer alongside Rundle coming together.
If it's one thing about the WAC, no matter what sport you're playing, everybody is in fierce competition with each other. And for the WAC being very small on the hockey side of things, everybody knows each other very well. And the amount of times you play each other this year, everybody faced each other about 4 times, 4 games during the entire length of the conference season. As this one goes, this was tipped out of play. But back to my point, the fact that everybody knows each other very well, because there's not that many teams participating out of the WAC itself, and the fact that you participate within ACHA, you're very well known, and you play each other so many times, you're going to give it all you got, whether you're the best team or the worst team.
This is the 3rd out of 4 games in this series. So far, 1-1 between these two teams.
And if it's one thing Cleary wants to do is ruin the momentum of Lawrence Tech after they knocked off Dearborn. And that was the best series that they've had this year because they knocked off an undefeated team.
Macbeth. Hit hard as Gledhow into the boards there. Spinning one around, Tomei. Pumped through by Weiner. Able to dribble one right in front of the crease that time. Maybe too close to comfort here, but LTU has a break going the other direction. Good stick check there by Weiner, able to knock him down in the end as well, as Zach, the native of Canton, whirls it back behind his own net. Popped over the top by Smith. Smith with a hot pass, too hot for Zach that time. LTU with a 2-on-2 rush. From behind, couldn't get the rip off for Barnish. Still loose out in front. Another whack at it, and we've got a delayed penalty. Wafer ended up in the middle of the crease there for Cleary. It freezes the clock under 15 minutes left to play, and the guilty party this time is Wes Smith, the senior defender.
Yeah, Smith, he got a good shot on Drake Barnish from behind, so he's going to be called for the grab for the hold. Called for the hold, rather. But, and I believe Smith and Barnish, they were going at it with each other for quite a bit of time. As shots are now even 12-12. But for Lawrence Tech, this will be their second power play, but we see the chippiness. It's all away from the puck. Everybody's just trying to get it, a cheap shot in at each other. You try to do that just to try to get an edge moving forward. And both these teams, they're trying to best up each other and give the harder hits.
LTU 0 for 1 on the power play so far. Pillay had a brief discussion with one of your referees before the puck was dropped here.
Yeah, you see the stick entanglement between Reddy and Walsh. The fact that they're both going at each other with the sticks, it can't even get a puck drop here.
There it is, Lawrence Tech able to win it. I thought that one was going out of the zone for the minute. He adjusted, losing the edge on the stick is Charlie Ward. He's tied up in the corner as well. We're going to get another penalty for a slash coming against Cleary as well. So it's going to be a 5-on-3 with still 1:45 left on the original.
See, this is where Lawrence Tech needs to get that advantage, as they're going to get Justin Reddy. And Reddy is a defenseman down, is a forward down low at 6'5". He's the tallest guy out there, and he was on a mismatch with Thomas Walsh. So for him to commit this penalty, that takes away one weapon and adds another one for the offense, and they got plenty of time to put a goal across.
I able to win the face-off. There's goal number 1. Back to the line for Hubenschmidt, looking for the clapper far side. It'll swivel wide. Hubenschmidt controls it back to the line. Off a boot that time. Blocked by Cam Thomas. Lurking down low, looking for the one-time shot on the other side. Hubenschmidt fanned at it, though. Hubenschmidt gets it back, launches to the blue line here. Good motion, the best we've seen on the power play thus far for LTU. Tipped out, still a minute 27 left.
No, that was a
original
great
penalty.
Yeah, that was a great block by Derry Macbeth. He literally laid out on a slide and took the hit and deflected up into the net. So far, Cleary's been able to hold their own in this 5-on-3.
Timo I again taking the draw just to his left. Hubenschmidt. There's the aforementioned Macbeth tying it up in the corner, whittled out by Pelé. He'll control. Weiner's there, looking for another quick shot across that face-off dot. Scrambling out in front. That puck was loose on the doorstep, taken out by Cleary. And they're going to let that little trip go. Or did they?
They let play go, and unfortunately for Lawrence Tech, it went past the blue line, and there was too many bodies in front that touched the puck, so it's an offsides. But good block up there, right in front. But as we saw, just too many misses. They've had so many open chances, and they tried to send the puck across through the middle, through traffic, and if anything, Hubenschmidt really had a big miss on that one-timer chance.
I guess for L2, at least it's sustained pressure, much better than what we saw in the first couple opportunities here. Barnish. Down low for Pelé. Winding up that shot. Hard off a pad. Drawing it back to the face-off circle. Good little juke moves there. Pumped it to the right. Able to regain possession. Spinning his way in. One more pass. The whack at it went wide once again. Hubenschmidt. Trying to roll it off for Went past his 6. 9 seconds left in the 5-on-3. Blocked on the first shot. Over to the far side and rang off the pipe. Looking for another rebound chance. Blocked with the body. First penalty expires. Still swerving around. There's a loose broken stick down. Patrolling. Far side. It's blocked away. 4 seconds left in the 5-on-4. And Cleary is going to kill this thing off.
And there's going to be another penalty issued to Lawrence Tech as Sean Pelé put on a low cross check. And so after Cleary just squandered off a 5-on-3, they're going to get their 4th power play of this game. And now it's going to be Lawrence Tech's turn to go on a penalty kill. But what a series of blocks. And it wasn't just all by Krasovsky. It was all that defensive front, the trio, block after block, laying their bodies on the line. But Pelé basically had his defender low in front of him, so he went too high with the cross check and therefore forcing the head towards the glass. So that's one of the hits in which they're trying to get away from.
Well, they're going to bring the captains together and discuss now.
I think at this point, even though we're not even halfway through this period, everything has been so chippy. So the officials, this is where they step in, and we've seen this a lot this year. This is where they step in and say, hey, we're not going to take any more of this. If you guys are going to keep going after each other away from the puck and not try to get the game going with and not be more competitive, we're going to have to start throwing guys out. And they don't want to have to do that, but if this is all that they're going to do and just go after each other with these type of hits, they're going to start ejecting players.
So it man advantage again here for Cleary. They're 0 on the power play thus far. They probably benefited from that sustained break just with how much pressure they had to face in that last 2+ minutes of game action. And much of the same thus far as Lawrence Tech is able to clear it into the corner.
So we'll see if Cleary is able to break through this penalty kill front.
Weiner had it taken away by the Blue Devils. They'll chop it in.
That's Palmquist again. Johan Palmquist, again, a big body. And even on defense, the guy is a standout wall.
High arching puck over the stick of Condos. Lawrence Tech Off on a change here, Billy Sims. Meanwhile, pushing it forward. Picked right back up by the Blue Devils, though. Punched into the corner. Letting it fly is Hemi. Just 53 seconds left in the 5-on-4.
So what they did is they did half change and a half change. So they brought two guys out at a time to get a full line change within a span of a minute.
Smith had it taken right back by Magditch that time. Cleary has yet to have any kind of opportunity on this man up. There's just 33 seconds left in it.
And see what this front is doing at neutral ice is cutting off the passing chances in which they have, and also bad puck handling the other way.
Galoner. And it taken back by Cleary. Here's Sims. Looking for the long stretch pass now. A hop by Shepard to buy some space. 6 seconds left in the power play. That'll just about ice it. Lawrence Tech lets it roll to the corner. Cleary finally able to gain play. Smart pass down the ice. They score out of nowhere. Levi Haroff buries one. And after Lawrence Tech did a magnificent job on the penalty kill, just allowing that man to skirt down the ice, the pass was in a perfect spot right at his feet, and he didn't disappoint with the shot that went high and left.
And that is basically the one area in which you don't expect. Right as a penalty ends, instead of the guy coming out of the box, they took a guy off the bench. So therefore, that leaves that window open because Drake Barnes was pressuring on their offensive side, and therefore that left 4 players in neutral ice, and therefore leaving that man open on the far side of their own offensive zone. So that pass was on point in the shot and the finish, and Cleary has their first lead.
6th goal of the year for Haroff, 11th point. Cleary winding up another. That's off the top bar. Cam Thomas making things interesting. He's got 6 of his own so far this year. And Cleary has changed the complexion of this game all of a sudden.
And Cleary's just trying to give LTU a bit of a wake-up call. Like, hey, this is the second half of the year. We're not the same team as you saw early on, and not the same team that you saw the past couple of seasons. We're going to come after you.
LTU sending it straight into the netting there. 10:01 left to play here in the second period.
So now we see how Lawrence Tech is from trailing because of the long break and because of the fact that they came off probably their best 2-game sweep of the season so far in conference play. So we'll see how this team responds in the best of moments.
Right into the belly once again of Krasovsky. He's kind of been the silent hero in this game, a guy that's only played in 3 games when you include tonight's, but he stopped some tough opportunities so far from Lawrence Tech.
Yeah, and he's done only half the work. The rest of the Cougars' defensive front, when they were in their defensive zone, they've done their part. Even on that 5-on-3, they created a whole wall in front, and they were able to block off shots in front.
Condo's looking to win this faceoff. Pump past the stick of Charlie Ward, going to go all the way down. Chasing him is Brady May. May loses an edge after the hit there. LTU with a collected rush down the ice. Gonzalez saw that one rim to the blue line again as Charlie Ward will chase and Cleary will change.
Only bit of a half line changes. They only brought out one body, and a bit of a quarter line change.
Here come the Blue Devils again buzzing, looking to level off this game. That one's blockered away. Off teaser. As Condos loses the puck that time. Pinched up by Weiner, out in front, fan on that opportunity. We've seen that a few times here from the Blue Devils. Wayford Jr. picks it up. Finds his way back down to the feet of Gledhow. Dangerous for LTU as they're able to pump it down. Late 45 left. They'll wave off the ice, and Cleary will go and pick it up. Maybe.
Yeah, for Cleary, they had their best chance because that was a loose puck out in the middle as Lawrence Tech was trying to collect it.
Breeze putting on some pressure. Here he is again. Ready. Another long pass. This is how they scored their goal, but Gledhow not able to find it. Tomei aggressive out of the goal as he launches a pass to the corner. Lawrence Tech sees that one dump in. Billy Sims chasing for Cleary. Spinning around, his play has really picked up. Back and forth we go. Bennett Shepard sparks it to the far boards. Now Reddy has it.
Interesting on that last offensive possession, as this is more than likely going to wave off the icing, but Lawrence Tech dumped it in, but then they decided not to crash. They left everybody at neutral ice, waiting for something to happen instead of crashing in.
LTU setting back out in front. Gledhow gets a stick on it and enough to punch it forward. Bennett Shepard saw his man run right into LTU that time.
Yeah, Palmquist laid out a good open hit, and Reddy did the same thing to him.
It was Haraf who was the first beneficiary of that hit that time. Punch forward by Tomei. LTU trying to take advantage of that. Out in front, and a late backhander couldn't find its way in. With the best chance for LTU tonight. Hoff teaser into the corners, trying to sustain that pressure now. Blue Devils buzzing once again. On angle shots. And a better job by Krasovsky to seal off that far post. He's standing on his head right now here with 7 minutes to play in the middle period.
That is the best save of the night. Krasovsky really pulling out all the stops. And you said it, that was an open chance. And it was the same thing in which happened for Lawrence Tech. Lawrence Tech caught Cleary off guard with a change, and therefore they had two guys open and left it open for Thimo I to come down and put off a shot. But Krasovsky literally laid out, did the splits, and got that leg guard out there to stop the shot.
We decided to filter one more pass through. Cleary took advantage, though. Timon jarred it loose. Timon tripped now as he enters the zone. No call, and LTU will spin it on back. Here come the Blue Devils, sparking into the zone. That rings off the pipe. Back to the left point, off two bodies potentially there as they ran together. Ooh, and now a high, potentially cross-check against Sean Pillay, as Parker is still down after the fact, and LTU will pick up another with 6:25 to play here in the second.
Fifth power play coming up for Cleary in the second that they're going to call on Sean Pillay, one of their captains and one of their seniors, and it really comes to a point to where if you're not anywhere near the puck, you got to try to create some space between you and your defenders. So, but again, they left a good offensive approach go to waste, and Cesarini, twice Lawrence Tech has been able to pounce it off the post and off the pipes, and near a scoring chance.
I wonder if a little bit of that is just pure frustration right now from these Blue Devils, down 1-0. Had some chances. That one loose out in front, still chopped at, and Cleary able to keep it on the 5-on-4 advantage here. Sims had it blocked. No bounce though for Hemi going forward. Hemi will clap it off the boards. His teammates love that effort.
Yeah, Hemi is their forward guy in which they use his long length.
Gardner Jr., the wave off the ice as Gledhow chased it into the corner. Sims saw it rifle its way through. Magditch out in front of the goal. Pumps it to a safer area here. Gardner Jr. stopped by Sims. Loose along the slot, LTU punches it out. Now they've got control. The man down as the change happens, able to keep it on his Prees though. And if nothing else, that kills some more time off. 46 seconds to go in the 5-on-4. Smith slots it behind to Sims. One-time opportunity on the wrister. Not a great scoring chance in the end. On his knees, looking to whirl around. Couldn't get a shot off. 30 seconds left, and LTU with an ice. Or a clear, I should say. Krasovsky. Played it aggressively there for the team in red. Galoner. Some open ice there. Man out in front of the doorstep. Two there, in fact. They blow the whistle. Is the net off again? It is. It jars loose with 11 seconds left in the 5-on-4. And maybe that's the only thing saving LTU from in a 2-0 hole here in the second period.
It definitely did, because the fact that the shot in was off the blocker by design to the incoming skaters into your forwards to try to put on a rebound shot. That catches the goaltenders off guard. The fact that you put on a shot at a specific point for them to make that leg save, and then that's the rebound shot where your attackers come in to try to put it in when they're least expected.
One back to Reddy. He got it blocked all the way out. Good look as LTU looks to use their speed. That's I. Working hard. Power play over. 4 minutes left to go in period number 2. Cleary still up by 1.
Puck is really pinned up by the skates.
I looking to get a handle on it from the backside. It's Barnish who digs it out. That one will flop its way into the netting as it rolled along the boards. This face-off is going to stay in the attacking zone here for LTU.
Yeah, but that's just the great pressure, and unlike the last time around, after a penalty kill ended and then Cleary scored, I was able to keep the puck within the attacking zone. So therefore, their guy coming out is basically the extra man, and therefore they're able to set up an offensive zone attack.
Not seen a power play goal in this game despite all the opportunities. That's going to be something both of these two teams are a bit frustrated at, probably in between periods. Wafer, yeah, that one redirected. Now down and injured is Matevi. We're going to get a high stick call here. He's holding his neck right now on the right side where it's unprotected there.
Yeah, definitely got the entanglement right there. And now Lawrence Tech going into their third power play. Last time around they had two penalties for Cleary, so therefore it was a 5-on-3. But now this is going to be a standard 5-on-4. As Cesarini really took a high stick right there. So, but again, another golden opportunity for Lawrence Tech to try to even this thing up, because as we've seen, everything's frustrating right now for Ken Gaffney and company. So they got to answer, and they got to answer it right now.
Condos against Harath. Condos takes the better that time. Harath, the only goal scorer for Cleary thus far. Losing an edge at the point here. LTU able to keep it in. Slotted aside by Condos. Gave it off, got it back. Off his skate. And Harath will chase it back to center ice. 20 seconds gone by in this power play. Just 3:30 left in the period. Cleary holding on to a lead right now. LTU confidently skates it in. Hallquist. Pass off for Condos now. Delays the shot. Condos didn't have an angle at it. Too many Cleary bodies there. Jamming it out in front. Hoffitzer trying to battle for positioning there as he whacks at a couple Cleary players. LTU would get a fresh bunch out there with 1:10 left in this advantage.
Yeah, both teams are going to get full line changes on this one, but the fact that these teams are trying to get extra shots at each other after the fact, it really defeats the purpose, because just more penalties are going to be asserted if that continues. At some point, you got to think more selfless than selfish.
Pelé wins that one. Sims into the corner though. Charlie Ward lurking there in the slot. Clear unsuccessful. Good job to keep it down at the line. Out in front, kicked out, I believe, there by Tyler Karofsky, and it's cleared all the way down with 46 ticks left in the 5-on-4.
Now that was our best chance for Lawrence Tech because all their defensive front was moving forward in the anticipation of a clear, so therefore they left the door open for the moment.
Yeah, the story certainly in the first half of this game was the lack of ability to get any chances on the power play. Both of these two teams have gotten a little bit better, especially Lawrence Tech here in the second. Ooh. Fluttering puck, just didn't get a good whack at it in the end. Eakes was in a perfect spot. He'll finish off a change for Cleary.
That possession right there went nowhere for Lawrence Tech because they had two incoming skaters that went by the net and went to the back, but yet the pass across was too late and it went to nowhere.
Intercepted by Sims. He sends it off the boards here. Lawrence Tech can't quite keep it. Shorthanded opportunity going the other way. Actually, we're back to full strength as that one was pushed wide by Gardner Jr. Trying to score his third goal of the series. 1:35 left to go in period number 2 right now. Loose across the goal line. It'll flip and hit a banner there out of play. And right now, Lawrence Tech just trying to hold off any late Cleary surge because the Cougars still hold on to a slim 1-0 lead right now.
And that was almost the second time in which after a power play was over, they left the window open and they had plenty of players aplenty down there for a long pass and an open chance. It was another one-on-one opportunity, and there was Brett Tomei to squander it.
Hemi in a dangerous spot there, flips it behind. Lawrence Tech takes it up. Sliding down the middle and pushed aside after the off-speed shot by Hickson. Cleary sends Wes Smith to the far boards. We've got another entanglement in that corner with 1:06 to play as they stop play.
If anything between these two teams, they're trying to end this period penalty-free while still trying to keep their high-pressure offense on alert because Lawrence Tech, even with full strength, they still maintain a good defensive front at center ice and neutral ice between the red line and the blue line. But still, Cleary has proven one time that you leave a space open and then you get a good pass off, you can still create a one-on-one opportunity.
One back by Johnny Gardner Jr. And what do we got here? Another one?
There was a late entanglement after the face-off, and I think it was Glenn Howe and Priest. They got into it, and I think also away from all that, one player's helmet was loose, and therefore it came off, not from an entanglement, but just by an uncertain casualty.
Well, these referees have kind of had it. I mean, we saw that at the beginning of the period when they brought the captains together.
And here we go with that same entanglement, Glenn Howe and Priest, and the officials just gonna knock them both off the ice because that's what happened right to the first face-off. They got into entanglement, they got the sticks together, and they were just pushing each other off. And now they're actually gonna send them back to the locker rooms early because with a minute left, it's not worth it for them just to stay in. This is not a power play issue because they're just sending them off to the locker rooms and probably for the rest of the game here. The referees have definitely had it, as we've seen it, and we see it so many times. At some point, the officials do have to come in and try to prevent all this because they don't want to see it, and it's not fair to the rest of the teams because we're trying to play a game here.
So they'll try it again. That one comes off clean. It's Cleary. Wants Weiner there. Right side, Gardner Jr. Going to keep a close eye on him right now. Only goal of the game to Hroth. That was early on in this second. 41 seconds left. LTU charging one in. Good opportunity. Look to go over the padded eye. He's had a couple quality scoring chances tonight. First was the closest to ending up in the back of the net here. Shoved down after the play. Barnish. Smith picks it up. His own defensive territory now. 17 seconds to play. Smith, another long stretch pass, poked free by Hemi. 10 seconds left now. Banged it off the boards. Eric Wafer sees it trickle down the ice, and that'll be it. For the second period of play, we did see our first goal of the game. Decent amount of shots between the group. LTU leads by 5 right now. And things have leveled off, Asad. We've seen a lot of physical play. It'll be interesting to see how that plays off in the third period. But ultimately, the Cougars still have a large shot at winning this season series with a win here today and a win tomorrow. At least ending it with a tie with a win tonight.
That would definitely be the case, and for Lawrence Tech, it is pure frustration. They're still going to hit hard. They're still going to keep their aggressiveness amongst them, because that is the game plan by Ken Gaffney. And what the fact is, what's going to be the ultimate ending factor is which team takes advantage of one's mistakes, and which is how many teams play on the hits, play on the defense, and still create too many penalties, because we've seen a lot of power plays. So it's going to come down to who takes the most out of all that. And now Cleary did so at the end of a power play, because Lawrence Tech left the door open as their defensive front was at center ice rather than back in their defensive zone. So it's going to be how many mistakes are made and how many times does one team take advantage of it.
Well, the final stanza coming 15 minutes from now right here on the LTU Sports Network. Welcome back, everyone, to Farmington Hills. 1-0 the lead for Cleary. Despite scoring the only goal in that second period, Lawrence Tech outshot them 12-7. Both of these two teams 0 for 4 on the power play thus far. We do have some carryover penalties. Those are just offsetting. Guys that were booted off with about a minute to go just because there was a minute left in that period. I don't believe that there were misconducts issued. It's Cleary. We'll get the ice here.
Yeah, so what happened at the end of the period, the two penalties that were issued to both players for the bit of the scruff during a face-off, they sent them back to the locker room to basically, because there was only a minute left, so therefore not fulfilling a 2-minute worth of a penalty. And so they'll fulfill most of that penalty here early on.
Lawrence Tech able to win the draw here. Hoff teaser. Trying to rip it away. There is Bennett Shepard. Shepard's been a pesky force for this Cleary team so far tonight. Leabani is her off. He's the only goal scorer here today. Pass that goes over the stick that time, looking for I as Krasovsky comes out. He's been pretty good today for Cleary.
No, he has. He has been phenomenal. And because the shots on goal were not very high up early on, but they have been piling up as of late because of all these power play opportunities. But Krasovsky, give him the credit. For only his third game, he has held Lawrence Tech to very minimum shot opportunities. And when they did 1-on-1 or 2-on-1, it was basically him spreading out at the last moment, making some very acrobatic saves.
Loose out behind there as Lawrence Tech will take a wrister on now. See if LTU comes out as the hungrier of the two teams. They really do not want to lose two straight to Cleary this year. Hemi. Rim that went around as Chow is there.
If anything else, Lawrence Tech is trying to avoid taking a loss from a team that's within the bottom half of the conference this year, because Cleary is just right above the really struggling Rochester team. There's a lot of extra hits put on.
Gardner Jr. looking to make his way through. Smith with the curling hit and his fellow number 7. That's Magditch for LTU. Hemi. To neutralize, no team able to gain possession of that one. Tomei pushes it down. Squirt free down the middle as Lawrence Tech wants to change here early. Hopping out it is Kuntz. Sliding one over for Condos now. Condos across the line. Looking to wheel his way back. Area tight over there is Bennett Shepard will intercept. Shepard's got some speed, trying to break through two LTU jerseys, can't quite do it. Condos got the dribbling puck. Winder right on him. Condos ran into space, looking for the wraparound shot there. We've got a delayed penalty. Looking to get an extra attacker out there are the Blue Devils, but can't quite get there. Now we've got some more after the play that's going to maybe even things out here.
Yeah, we'll definitely even things out for both sides. It's going to be a penalty apiece.
LTU still buzzing after that one.
Yeah. And it appears that's Adrian Gonzalez-Marin, and he's going to be sent back to the locker room. And meanwhile, the original penalty is going to be served on the part of Cleary. So Lawrence Tech will still have a power play, but we'll see how they address everything.
Captains coming together again. Second time we've seen this here tonight.
Because now things are getting really dicey. We expected that both these teams are not going to let up, one bit as Weiner is going to go into the box. So, and then the captains will report back to their head coaches. Weiner's going to serve the main penalty, but for Marin, this is either going to be a possible game misconduct or a bit of like a 5-minute minor. But even at that, if it was a 5-minute minor, he'd still be able to be in the box and come back when the penalty was over.
So Pelé, along with his head coach, communicating with your referee here tonight.
So this will be a 5-minute minor penalty given to Mar. He was told to go back to the locker room to serve out this 5 minutes. And so this will be 4-on-4 for 2 minutes, and then Cleary will have a 5-on-4 advantage for the remaining 3 minutes of the major penalty, the minor penalty, excuse me.
This game has been littered with penalties thus far, but not much action on the power play. Still an opportunity for the Blue Devils to get something going in the scoring column. Trailing by 1 ever since early in that second period.
It's kind of unfortunate that this is the amount of penalties served in this game, but these teams just want to outduel each other and trying to get the early advantage after a long break and start the second half of the conference play.
Off teaser. Pops one to the corner. Billy Sims will intercept there. Tied up momentarily. Lawrence Tech can't control. They will take as much time as they can before they bomb it down the ice and actually right into the pads of Tomei. Tomei flips one for Pelé. Minute 4 left in the Cleary penalty. They'll ice some time and get a decent scoring chance out of it in the end as well. It's Gardner Jr. still buzzing.
So Lawrence Tech, they did put a player in the penalty box. So for Adrian Gonzalez-Marin, he's basically been disqualified for the rest of this period. And we will see if it does play over into the next contest, which is going to be tomorrow in Howell.
Palmquist, long pass, didn't hit anybody though, as it's going to go down for the ice.
And we're going to get another penalty issued, I believe.
The Cleary box opening once again. They have 34 seconds left on their original.
And they're actually going to send Wes Smith back to the locker room. And he's going to serve a 5-minute minor. 5-minute major, excuse me. So 2 players on one on each side. They've been serving 5-minute majors. Penalties aplenty here tonight. It's really a shocker, but at the same time, Cleary has nothing to lose at this point because they're at the bottom half of the conference. So for them to spoil Lawrence Tech's chances of getting within the top 3 spots.
So 3:34 left on the original major.
So this is going to be 4-on-3 for 34 seconds left to go, and then it'll be Weiner to come in to make it 4-on-4 for the remaining time that they have.
Matevi, one face-off circle to the next. Good movement here by Lawrence Tech. Matevi takes the first rip here, looking for the rebound shot, didn't find it. Stick is loose there. Walking the line, Matevi skirts his way forward. Another one that will end up wide. Krasovsky standing tall thus far. Lawrence Tech trying to keep this pressure on. 3 seconds left in that original power play. 4:26 in the second as Cleary gets that other man out there. They got a boot or a stick on that one and do enough to get it back to neutral ice.
So for remaining 2:45, they're going to add this 4-on-4.
Stomped back out in front.
And it appears that Krasovsky did prevent him from going across the lines. We get a bit of an argument now. I'd probably be wise if I'd be Sean Pillay. He's one of the captains. He's got to maintain his cool, because he reports to the referees. But even if he has a case, it's not going to be that much. And now the referee wants to talk with all the main captain, with Pillay and Ken Gaffney, the head coach and the captain.
Well, we've had a lot of discussions in this one, which has slowed play down just a tad. Pillay is going to end up on the bench in the end. This one rolling its way down. Lawrence Tech calling for the ice, and they've got it, I think. Referee with both hands up right now. Huh.
So on the scoreboard here in the arena, it says that they've just issued Krasovsky with a 2-minute penalty, but I believe that's incorrect. So now all the officials are getting together, and they noticed it on the board.
Nobody went in the box to serve it for Krasovsky here.
And now they are going to send somebody in. So I believe on the end of that play, it was a delay of game call on when he was trying to prevent the puck from crossing the line. So now they're going to send somebody into the box, but I believe they're going to keep this 4-on-4.
So 4 minutes left on the major. $1:52 left on that penalty. They just got somebody in to serve it.
And then 2:34 left on the 5-minute major for Lawrence Tech. So we've had, 5 total penalties within the first 5 minutes of this period? That's got to be a record somewhere.
Well, they continue to discuss.
I guess that was probably the main argument of Sean Pillay, because at first we thought maybe it crossed the line and the referees didn't see it. But the fact is that maybe Pillay was issuing the argument that Krasovsky was interfering with the pace of play on how he stopped the puck, using a different piece of equipment, because you're only allowed to use your stick and glove and then any padding. But if you use anything else other than your main padding to stop the movement of the puck, even outside the crease, that still would be considered a delay of game.
Well, they've taken the second penalty off the board now, interestingly enough.
Well, and I guess there was no interference, and they just needed somebody in the box to serve the major penalty that was issued.
Ken Gaffney looking for the explanation right now.
So interesting enough is just being told that Adrian Gonzalez-Marin, who got that 5-minute major, he went back to the locker room as per request of the referee, but with the remaining time left, he has come back out and is now in the box. So it was not a disqualification for the rest of the period. So that's a good sign for Lawrence Tech.
Well, they continue to discuss here. And they've worked through it enough, I guess. So 4 minutes left on the major on the Cleary side, 2:31 on the other side. LTU has another penalty upcoming. They look to quickly get Tomei to the bench. They have not been able to get an extra attacker out there to at least affect the play all night, despite all the penalties we've seen here. But yet another upcoming for Cleary. That's going to send one of their better forwards off. Bennett Shepard, the freshman, picks up the penalty there. We'll continue with all the bookings that we've seen so far in the third period.
So now, they're going to get Ben Shepard for this penalty, and once again, it's going to be 5-on-3. That's now 6 penalties, and again, just only about 5 minutes worth. This is going to be a very long period coming up.
Pelé lays one back for Matevi here. Goes through the stick of Condols. And it's going to rim its way all the way down. Cleary has gotten better on these penalty kills.
They were able to squander off the first 5-on-3, and they did so with conviction.
Decent skate in, but no room for I to make a move after it was whittled to the corner there by the Cleary defense. Barnish. We saw that one slapped aside here. Right down the middle, looking for the doorstep. A few more wafts added there, and Cleary is going to clear it down. Much deserved rest for some of those bodies. Lawrence Tech had a couple going the other way here. Back to the point. Laying one on the face-off circle there. Better defense by Cleary, though. It was Eric Wafer who got a piece of it and able to send it all the way home.
Well, first of all, it was Barnish tried to fake the shot to get a wraparound, but then he mishandled the puck and therefore got tangled up and then left it open, and therefore that allowed Cleary to clear.
Hoff-Teaser walks it in. 28 seconds left in the 5-on-3, 2:18 left in the major. Right point, that's Palmquist. Delays, sends it to the left, got it blocked. All the way back out to 27 here. And whiffing at another shot. Lawrence Tech still comes up with it. Palmquist to his left, looking for Hoff-Teaser now. Backhanded pass, sent wide. 3 seconds left in the 5-on-3. Looking to get one more shot on it. Trip is laid off that time as Cleary gets another skater out there. From the slot, they score! 1-1 with 12:42 to go. Hoff-Teaser finally buries one for Lawrence Tech.
Yeah, for Hoff-Teaser, that's going to be his 8th goal of the year, giving a point total of 16. And like you said, finally, and what took like a long start to this period with all these penalties, finally, Lawrence Tech takes advantage of all these penalties. It took a while, but eventually they've got one to fall.
But Coach Ken Gaffney talks highly of his young players, and he's been a pleasant surprise for this team. And this is a much-needed goal here in period number 3. Still a lot of time left, still probably some more penalties to be had if we continue at the pace we've had. There's a WWE takedown to the right, no call. Haroff gets away with one potentially.
And the referee is still letting them know, like, keep it up.
I sees one held on by Krasovsky. So still a minute 27 left in that major to the Cougars. 1 second left in the major to Lawrence Tech.
Yeah, it comes to a point to, like, even after face-offs, these guys are just going right after each other. We saw a full-blown takedown right there with a wraparound and no penalty called. And therefore, Barnish tried to get another shot from behind out of retaliation because he didn't get a call.
So right now it's 4-on-4. In a second, it'll be 5-on-4 Lawrence Tech right now. Taken away, though, by Shepard in a big spot. Shepard weaving against all odds, intercepted by LTU. They'll look to push it the other way. Pelé crosses the right point. Still a minute 12 left in this now 5-on-4 advantage. Matevi down to the goal line here. They'll stir on their options. Minute left in the penalty. Matevi delays back out in front. Dangerous area for Cleary. Nobody able to get there. And they do on the right side. Lawrence Tech takes their first lead. It's 2-1. Didn't look like much of anything was going to happen on that play, but Sean Pelé in the end able to bury it. His 8th of the year, 2nd on the power play. And Lawrence Tech has been begging for a lead all night. They've got it here.
And like I said earlier, is what team takes the most advantage of all the other team's mistakes. And Cleary was pouring on the penalties early on in this third period as we get more discussions between the captains because the referee sees how chippy everybody's getting. And right now, Cleary is on the retaliation end. And right now, King Gaffney's trying to get the attention of the official. And right now, Lawrence Tech, they have too many men on the ice. And now, well, actually, Pillay still out there as the captain to try to be the messenger. So, but as you said, that's just basically what Lawrence Tech needed. They took advantage finally of all the Cleary penalties.
So still a 5-on-4 with 44 seconds left in that major. Leveling hit on the other side by Gardner Jr. and a little trickling clear into the corner. And some more extracurriculars after the fact. Are we going to draw another penalty here with 11:30 left?
Yeah, they're going to get Christopher Condos. And it was basically a retaliation hit because he was taking the hit for David Hofteaser because Hofteaser got leveled against the boards. The referees didn't see it, and so therefore Condos tried to take it into his own hands and take the shove, and now he's going to pay for it in the box. As we get 4-on-4 for remaining 35 seconds of the 5-minute major of Cleary, and then it'll be the Cougars with plenty of time on another 5-on-4.
Prees tripped up. Weiner comes up with it. So back to 4-on-4 action. We've seen a little bit of everything here today. Not quite 3-on-3, but 4-on-3, 5-on-3, 5-on-4 plenty of times. And here again, 4-on-4. LTU keeps it in the corner. Gardner Jr. had nobody to pass it to. Now he's got Hurrah. Scored the first goal here for Cleary. It was a big one in that second period, but Lawrence Tech has since scored 2 more.
Lawrence Tech penalty kills been on point as they always have been all year.
So 5-on-4 for the Cougars here. Hurrah puts on the brakes. Ran it right into the legs of Timo. Punched it into the corner. Flipped off the stick of Ward. Kept right in by Cleary. 38 seconds left to go in the man advantage here. Left point, sliding forward, trickled out in front, batted at. Another shot came in. Gardner Jr. took that one, and he'll have to chase it down the ice here with 25 ticks to go. Wholesale change by LTU. Long stretch pass for Krasovsky. Punched it into the corner here. Rims are on the boards. Tomei looking from one shoulder to the other in between the pipes here for LTU. He shut out Cleary since that first goal in the second period. Intercepted and punched to the other side now. 5 seconds left, and this will just about kill off the penalty time. We're finally back to 5-on-5 with nobody in the box at all.
First time in this period. There was a carryover into this period, and still, now we get full strength, and let's see if we can see some more cleaner hockey this time around with Lawrence Tech having a lead.
Trickling puck picked up by Cam Thomas. Thomas rips one and gloved by Tomei. Freezes the clock at 9:11 to play in the third as one of the smaller players on the ice. And Thomas tangles with one of the taller players on the ice, Johan Palmqvist. That's a picture to be had.
There's some tall guys on both sides, and so definitely good height advantage.
LTU would love a padding goal here. It just doesn't feel like a huge advantage right now, despite the fact that they've scored the last 2 goals. Entangled, and that's going to be a trip against LTU.
Yeah, they're going to get Caden Hemme. I think he kind of lost his feet, but then he reached out with the stick and got the hook. So, once again, it's another power play for Cleary. At this rate, we'll probably be in double-digit penalties than we will in shots on goal in this period.
Might be. So I put a few shots in that second period in favor of LTU, but We've seen nearly double-digit penalties here in the third alone. Face-off won by Gardner Jr. Punch back to the line. Little tip out in front. Couldn't get it on goal that time. Swirling around his Ward. Hit it off the boards. Getting a good bounce on it is Hofteaser now. Hofteaser with some space. Rister went wide as Krasovsky attempted the kick. Cleary from behind their own goal with 1:37 left on the power play here. Into the corner it flies. Gardner Jr. looks at his options here. He's got two bodies in front of him. Sends it all the way to the point to his captain. Trickled into the corner now for Galoner, I beg your pardon. 1:16 left. Patrolling the blue line. Sending a hot shot wide as Weiner couldn't quite keep it in, and both teams will get some fresh faces out there. Minute left in the 5-on-4, under 8 minutes left in regulation, and a 2-1 Lawrence Tech lead. Walking the line, quickly making his way in is Thomas. Got punched to the boards that time by Palmquist. Palmquist trying to lay another hit on. Swerve free for Matevi for a minute. Cleary comes back up with it, weaving and bobbing their way to the nets. Ends up wide and free again for Eakes and company. Eakes saw it squirt off a Lawrence Tech stick. They half slap it onto the boards, and back behind the Cougar goal goes Macbeth.
This penalty kill for Lawrence Tech has been lights out, but that opportunity goes to waste on the offsides.
Gledhow with the pass that was right on his stick, but illegally in the end with 23 seconds left in the 5-on-4.
That time they nearly sniffed out the opening on that window with their defensive front being in neutral ice. So therefore Gledhow, his feet were just too much in front of that blue line. Puck has got to go first. And as now shots are 29-24 in favor of Lawrence Tech. They definitely piled on with all the penalties being issued around.
Brendan Prees punches one to the corner. 14 seconds left in the 5-on-4. Behind the net, Tomei took a whack at it. His teammates able to complete the clear right as the penalty expires. And Krasovsky, who's been pretty active today, has given up 2 goals in a row here for Cleary, has to play it. Tomei on the other side. Loose out in front, and a good body up there by Ian Kuntz to make sure his man didn't get to the net. That saved potentially the tying goal with that gaping net wide open.
It was a risky play. And
LTU charging their way in. Puck wobbling on its side. Back to the point it flies off the right pad of Krasovsky. Sparks to the corner. Ciarini lurking behind the goal. 6 minutes left to play in regulation. Lawrence Tech looking for that big padding goal here in the third period. Shot off a boot that time. Rebounded to Magdich. Didn't have the positioning to send one back in on goal. We've got another hand pass.
yeah, an illegal hand shift, but still for Lawrence Tech, they got bailed out by Ian Kuntz because Tomei, that's a risky play because he knew that the attacking skater of Cleary was coming by, so therefore he tried to intercept the pass around the boards, but yet he whiffed on the clearing attempt. So therefore that left the door wide open, but right there is Ian Kuntz to really seal it on the defense.
Magdich wheels one home. Reddy was there to take it. Cleary, plenty of time, still looking for that tying goal once again here in the third. He had the first lead of this game for about a period or so. Matevi rolls one to the corner for Reddy. Reddy swirls it back around. Loose on the face-off dot. And they're going to bring it out again, it looks like. And we've got some more jarring after the play.
That was probably the longest stretch of clean hockey that we've seen so far in which the teams go back and forth, but It all comes to a point until it stops in play, and these guys are just trying to take some more hits at each other.
Coming up next, Lawrence Tech Division III hockey will host Oakland University, two of the top teams in Division III.
That's a big top 10 matchup. Oakland at number 6 and Lawrence Tech at number 8.
This one lofted to the corner. Cleary buzzing their way into the zone. That puck windmilled around, or that stick, I should say. That's going to rattle off the netting, and once again, we've got a little bit more extra, and this most likely is going to lead to a lot more penalties upcoming. Gloves dropping, sticks everywhere. Not enough referees quite to break it up.
Yeah, first it started with Palmquist. He was trying to just defend his teammate from getting a hit along the boards after the play was over. So one thing always leads to another, and we'll see how the officials are going to sort this out. These officials have had enough already throughout most of this, and they just want to get this third period going away, and no penalties are going to be issued at the end of it. It's probably the wisest thing to do because there's just more assortment with penalties, and I believe since it was after the play was over and it wasn't anything too violent, they just want to continue on play.
Cam Thomas off for Gledhow now. Picked up once again by Condos, loose along the boards. Cleary able to keep it in momentarily. Kuntz with the difference maker though, as Christopher Condos wants off. Covers to the corner. Sparked back up by the Cougars. Trying to complete a comeback here today. A little half whack by Gledhow. Thomas, speedy 40 here for the Cougars. Spun one off, taken by Hubenschmidt. Quick pass for Billy Sims though. 3-on-2 going the other way if they hurry. Right in the stuck in the skates of the Cleary player that time. Was able to get a shot off as Krasovsky, the brick wall lately, keeps it out.
Yeah, that was all by Drake Barnage off the bench. He literally came off, stopped the pass with his skate, and then took command and got deep within the Cleary zone. And therefore got around one defender, was able to pick up his possession again and take a shot off. And now this is an illegal substitution right here. So what happens is the fact that the substitution was too late, they're going to bring out the original players to complete this faceoff. You have a certain time window in which you're able to make substitutions in and out during a stoppage of play.
Cleary takes it back right to the top of the jersey of Hemi. Says thank you, Hemi. Lays one in. Now they'll get that change off with Lawrence Tech on the fly. Hiroff wobbles the puck forward here. Lawrence Tech with a backhand. They're just trying to kill off this clock. Maybe get a padding goal. Hubenschmidt. Lead off in the corner by Macbeth here. Loose puck all over the place. Whirled around by Cleary. To neutralize it flies as Lawrence Tech gains it back. It's heavy. Dribbles one for Freeze. Whirled high in the air once again. Chopped at by Hiroff. Neither team able to get a good handle of the puck right now. Lawrence Tech will take this kind of play though. Hickson pushes one forward. Big hit there by Justin Reddy in the open ice. If nothing else, it's going to be interesting tomorrow, given how much has transpired here today. Long stretcher, but an offside on Gledhow. That's his second in a row on what could have been another good scoring chance going forward. Instead, they'll drop it and neutralize with 2:57 to play. Actually,
yeah,
they're going to bring it all the way down.
Yeah, definitely. Glenn Howe, he read the change perfectly, because you always want to read how quick everybody makes their line changes, and Glenn Howe had it perfect, just a little bit ahead for the second straight time. First time was during a power play, and this time around it's basically on a simple line change.
Ready. Across the boards, trickled its way down. Tomei got a bad bounce. Cleary trying to chop at it. Gardner Jr., one of their better scorers, has it. Lays it behind his back. Tight spacing now for Galoner. He sees it fly to Magdich in the corner. Cleary sending it home. They blew a tire on that far face-off circle. So does Lawrence Tech. Gledhow lost his man that way. Galoner went off his stick, and they recover right in front of their own bench as LTU looks for a change. Gledhow wasn't ready for that pass. Cleary looks a little gassed, and that's going to go down with 2:09 to play. 2-1 Lawrence Tech try to clinch on to the victory here today and take a 2-1 lead in the series. First time they've matched up since October 5th, early on in the year.
One thing about conference play, it hits you fast and it hits you quick. And once it goes by and then you go on a long break, you kind of get out of a funk. And for some of these guys, they probably don't like that. For some of it, they just want to keep on playing at the consistent pace every single weekend. So we'll see who really knocks the cobwebs off.
Kuntz finds some open real estate here. Went through 2 Cleary players. At minimum, LTU would love to keep it in their own attacking zone right now. Doing a decent job of it before Cleary punches it forward. Gardner Jr. trying to go behind to Gledhow. Spacing was tight. Goalie is out here for Cleary as they get an extra attacker on there.
This is always the riskiest move. And for Cleary, they're looking for it to pay off.
They're buzzing dangerously right in front of their gaping net right now. Lawrence Tech wheels around that one wide from Pelé, looking for the ender potentially here with just 1:13 left.
And Krasowski, he does not look like he is ready to come back out in case of emergency. And if Lawrence Tech is able to get another goal, they might still keep the extra man on, or they might bring him back.
Eakes back to the far side, ripping one man right on the doorstep. Stopped, what a stop by Tomei. Weiner sends it down. That's going to go for an ice against Lawrence Tech. The clock is still running. It's still running. 43 seconds to go. It's still going, and they're going to have to add a decent chunk of time.
Well, as we've seen the entire season thus far, the scoreboard here at Farmington Hills Ice Arena has a tendency to kind of freeze up and not cooperate, so therefore they have to reset it, and they are going to add some more time, and it's going to be 57 seconds. And now Ken Gaffney's going to argue like, hey, there may be a few more seconds that you probably put on there, too much. So it's never really fair, but we're going to get a timeout called by Cleary because now this is going to be a really interesting setup because they're going to stay with the 6-man approach. Keep out Grafowski, and as we've seen, he's not poised to come out at any time. So even if Lawrence Tech is able to add on another goal, they're still going to probably keep him off because even then, they're still going to keep a 6-man to try to make it a 1-score or even tie it within these last 57 seconds. So Cleary is throwing out everything. They're going really deep within the trick playbook. They're trying to go out to the aggressiveness and really trying to throw everything at Lawrence Tech except for the kitchen sink. This has been a pretty entertaining game, and it's finally to a point to where it's more exciting because we don't have a lot of penalties to suit out. And I believe the players realize that, and they're finally going after each other, but in the athletic way in which they should have.
Lawrence Tech breaks the timeout first here. 57 seconds to go. Cleary out there now.
And also addition to D3 going on later on tonight, tomorrow afternoon at 5 o'clock, LTU Women's is going to be in a good matchup with Michigan State, another top contest within that conference. So a lot of great action here. A lot of great action from these programs.
Johnny Gardner Jr. will take the face-off, won by Lawrence Tech. The puck will go down for another ice. 51 seconds to play.
So that only took about 6 seconds off, but still it's going to be another face-off. But for Lawrence Tech, if you're able to clear, that you might be risking getting an icing and more face-offs within the zone.
Face-off won again by Cleary here. Looking down the middle, went through and into the glove hand once again to Tomei.
The goal nearly came off the bearings as Tomei was trying to close that tight window. And with 40 seconds left, you often see more guys trying to go for that tight angle shot from the side, nearby those shoulders. And it's really hard to do, but some could really pull it off in good fashion. But for Tomei, he's able to close the windows.
Palmquist dribbling puck down, just misses that post. And again, with 31.6 seconds left, Lawrence Tech in their heads just screaming, can this clock please run out?
But right now, Ken Gaffney's liking it. He's shaking his head and he's giving thumbs up and saying, that's good. Let's keep this up. Keep clearing it away. Keep throwing it away. Let's just kill the clock.
Gardner Jr. in again on the opposite side now. Blocked by a body. Smith has it loose out in front. Popping, looking potentially there for Shepard. Trickling one again, even closer this time. But one more ice with under 20 seconds to play. We've seen just about everything in this one.
It basically is, and because everybody's trying to outduel each other. These two teams know each other way too well. Everybody in this conference knows each other way too well. They know their strengths, they know their weaknesses, they know how to attack each other. But we've seen the variety. We've seen a lot of poor passing and poor stick handling, and then we've seen a variety of penalties. But this is the first time that both these teams have gone at each other with the most athleticism.
Cleary into the corner now. 10 seconds to play. Hot pass out in front. Couple whacks. Nothing. Then the shot came on. Sticked aside. That was Shepard on the rip. 3 seconds left. Out in front. Lawrence Tech will clear, and they won't be able to get another shot off. You got to keep a close eye on what's going to happen after the whistle here. Tomei with a hug on the other side for Gardner Jr. to make sure he didn't attack his guy.
Yeah, both these teams, they just got to get off the ice. I mean, they're going to settle this tomorrow, and then they got to handle it like professionals and college athletes and shake hands. But for right now, this game was way too chippy from the beginning, but Lawrence Tech able to hold off and everything. So this is a great win just because of the long break. And Lawrence Tech is able to shake the cobwebs off and settle everything, let the dust settle, break off all the rust. And for right now, they're able to come in and come from behind because Cleary came in ready to strike and ready to catch Lawrence Tech off guard, and they did for one goal. And therefore, that lit a fire underneath Lawrence Tech to respond here in this third quarter, and all courtesy of all the penalties that we saw. We saw like almost double-digit penalties at the beginning of this thing. And now, and therefore, Lawrence Tech was able to answer with another goal, still in a power play, and therefore, it's all defense because they pulled